Bongo Bongo. Welcome to Congo. So today we'll be playing one of the newest additions to Hearts of Iron 4, Belgian Congo, or should we say, not so Belgian Congo today. So they have a pretty massive focus tree. Unfortunately, this is a terrible focus tree simply because of Belgium, though it pains me. You see, this entire left side with all the cool colored flags becomes unusable the moment you break free. And guess where all your industry is? The part you'll lose. Well, nothing for it. Let's start at the top, Belgian Congo.
Okay, I gotta break down that gate, beat up those 3 guards, steal that chopper, and rescue Bender. Hey, I did it! Wait, that's not me.
You see, this is quite a terrible country, but I think we can make it work, sort of, maybe. So we got 2 units, great, exercise them. I know these are terrible, and these are also terrible, but less so we'll be using the Troupe de Katanga today, and we'll name these after our glorious channel members. And the first 2 that take the field, Welcome Roof and Mr. Worldwide. Alright, so civilian factories, we have 1, and it's being used for consumer goods. Great, well, we'll see if we can build more. Production, a grand total of 0 mills. You see, when I said Congo sucks, I meant it. The invisible roof. Yeah, that's not good. Uncontrollably vast nation. Yeah, that's not good either. Now, I have somewhat of a plan. Before we break free, I want to grab as much from the shared focus tree as I can. And then we'll grab some of these down here. They give us civs and some resources like steel. I desperately need steel. And then break free sometime 39, late 38, so we can still get in on World War II without being hopelessly late. And our political power gain is so atrocious, and we don't really have a way of fixing it. It is what it is. All right, we have a little bit of army experience. I'm gonna quickly create a garrison template because, believe it or not, we are occupying territory that's not ours. So Rwanda and Burundi are technically not yet core territory, so we need a garrison template for that. That does not cost us an incredible amount of equipment, so we'll use those. Political advisors. Almost every single one of these is awful if you're going for an independent Congo. The only one that isn't is this guy, because he gives us genuinely good bonuses. The others are meh at best, and then others are just downright useless, like this guy. That's great. Why is he giving me daily autonomy gain if I have to be independent to hire him? Yeah, it's frustrating. We get a chief of the army, a drill specialist, who is kind of useless. Chief of the navy, we don't have any. Military theorist, this guy leaves, so we won't have a military theorist. Yeah, and all the companies here are locked behind focuses. When I say Congo sucks, I genuinely mean that. I'm just desperately going to try and whip this into some sort of shape. I'm just gonna spend political power trying to get stability up. Stability is key. I don't think the consumer goods hurt considering we don't have any civs, and the factory output doesn't hurt either because we don't have any factories. So just get that stability up. We're also going to need to make some friends in the world. I'll improve relations with Germany. A little bit of foreshadowing where the run's going to go. Once we finish this focus, we'll have a decision. As long as one of major power out there likes us well enough, we get a civ for 50 political power every year. It's reasonably good considering we don't really have that many civs. For now, let's trade for a little bit of steel. I do need to make a lot of guns. I also need to make artillery. I need to make AA, which I can't do yet because I don't know how that works. I need to make so much stuff. Oh, this country's so terrible. All right, Banque de Congo Belge done. I can do this one. It unlocks an industrial concern, but it's decent. But it also reduces the uncontrollably vast nation debuff by a considerable margin. This is valuable. Is Belgium doing anything funny yet? All right, they're doing Congo investments. Let's see. I'll do a 35-day focus real quick. This one gives me 5% stability. That's decent. All right, 100 political power. I would probably be better off spending it elsewhere, but I'm gonna see if I can get this chief of the army. I know he leaves. I know he doesn't stick around, and this is like 100 political power thrown away, but until he leaves, he's getting me army experience that I can definitely use. And going up against all of the UK and its puppets without any doctrines is going to be a massive pain in the ass. Ask me how I know. Alright, let's already queue up a couple of extra divisions to fill out the ranks while we wait. Belgium invests, good. And Heart of Africa. Stability is slowly creeping up. It's not where I want it to be, but it's slightly better. Political power gain is also slightly better, and it's about to be wiped out once again. We just can't win, can we? We just can't win. I also have a cunning plan for our War of Independence, so I'll set up the army already. The army consisting of 2 entire divisions. It's magnificent. Truly magnificent. Alright, Heart of Africa. I'll grab these 4 focuses, and then we're beelining independence. Oh, and as far as I can tell, we're also locked into having 3 research slots. So there's another slot we can get here, bringing us up to 3. This one can be accessed easily. And then the 4th one I can see is here, which is under the monarchist branch. You can think, oh cool, if you go non-aligned, or if you go monarchist, you can get that 4th research slot. Ah, but wait. The most interesting monarchist path locks you out from that one as well. Why? Because of course it does. It's fine though. Not complaining. Not complaining at all. Another free factory. Yes, please. Well, I say free. Everything has a cost. That brings us up to 11 civs. Not bad, actually. Not bad. Let's grab one more from the Bakwanga mine, and then we're off to independence. Yeah, we're gonna need some mills, at least 2, to finish these 2 things. All right, I should stop trading for steel. I have a little bit of my own steel now. Lovely. A lot of these other things are just not worthwhile. So off to independence. This also locks us in for a War of Independence. There is no peaceful route after this, so good to know. All right, I'm gonna go with the Grand Battle Plan, but Grand Battle Plan has the overall stat advantage. Plus, I will be fighting in Africa a lot where the supply reduction will matter. I don't have to make the choice yet, so I'll hold off for now, but I'm leaning towards Grand Battle Plan. Oh, speaking of supply, we have a supply hub down here that's not actually connected to anything. Yeah, I don't know why either, so might want to connect that up to anything, really. Alright, we have chosen our path. Now we choose, do we go communist or not communist? We'll be going not communist today, but first we'll have a little bit of a mutiny. This is going to hurt us a little bit, but after it runs its course, it's going to hurt our enemies so much more. I want to improve worker conditions again, though. It's just that stability is so incredibly valuable. I'm willing to put some effort into getting it, even if it hurts me short term. Alright, sweet mutinies. Next up, disfavored Mwami. And all of these are just not that good. They are decent, I guess, like civs and stuff, but you get locked out of them if you're not fascist, and they're basically just promoting communism. Alright, the Mwami. Next, we will sway Moist Chombe. Mr. Chombe has been swayed. We're getting close to the war now. German aid secured. We'll approach the Borotse. Alright, Germany wants to help out. Great. They said yes. And a free quarter in Borotse land is worth a 35-day detour, I think. Though it is January 39, I don't think we'll be starting players in World War II. Oh well. At least our economy is like, I wouldn't say decent, it's functional. Functional-ish. Colonial authorities slandered, 70 days, and we break free. The army, let's deploy them, even though they don't have all the equipment required. That's fine. We'll exercise the troops so they're a little bit trained, and we'll get everyone into position. Got a nice amount of army experience out of this general, so it's cost us 100 political power, but I think it has been worth it so far. We'll stop the exercises. Everyone's more or less in position. We got 14 divisions out. We won't keep all 14, but we'll keep the majority. Let's see what happens. War were declared. There we go. So we end up with 20 divisions. That's not bad. It's one of the best outcomes I've had so far. I like it. All right. Simply, everyone walk to Leopoldville. We take Leopoldville as well as Kukiatville up there. We win. That's it. As for focuses, I'm going to assemble a Regency Council and start working our way through the events. It takes a while to get the event we want. You'll see which one. Generals, we will appoint Luis de Gonzague Bobozo. He's a jungle rat, which is useful since most of our stuff is jungle. And we'll assign no field marshal, don't have one. We can go up to war economy. I could go up to total mobilization, but trust me, it's really not worth it. So war economy, and we're gonna hire the intellectual évolué entrepreneur, more political power gain, fewer consumer goods, more construction speed. And the next step is probably going up to limited conscription or something. Okay, free mills. Let's get to work. We're gonna need trains. And we are going to need trucks also. After these are filled in, we'll increase the number of all other factories steadily. And our enemy is still stuck with mutinies in the Force Publique, which is very detrimental to them. Anyway, I'm going to grab towed anti-air as well. This is going to be useful, if only to pierce all those shitty British tanks that will come our way. And trust me, there's going to be a lot of them. All right, maintain that push towards Leopoldville. Once we get there, it's all over. Oh boy, that's a lot of units. All right, Regency Council assembled. Let's start fixing this. More stability from the Congolese business owners. All right, Belgian troops are arriving. So I could be wrong, but I believe Belgium's not supposed to join this war. At least they never joined this war in any of my test runs. It wouldn't be the first time I was wrong, though, so... All right, so we're going to get events like this, where a different monarch is proposed on like a 30, 40, 50, 60, 70-day cycle. And we're going to keep saying no until we get to the last one. Could you just end the war, please? Just end it. Come on. You gotta be shitting me. They had a unit walk in there the final second. Yeah, this is taking much longer than it has before. I've played like half a dozen test games. I've never had this happen. I've never, in all the test games I've done, had this happen. Usually I just walk into the damn city and it's over. They're never able to consolidate their defenses, but their negative modifier has run out. And as a result, they've got a solid defense going. It's okay though, we'll win eventually. It's starting to turn into a bit of a theme whenever I do one of these videos. I fail horribly, and I feel really bad about it. I'm gonna have another meltdown if I'm not careful, so let's just, could we please just finish this? Could we please, for the love of God, just finish this? The research continues. We're starting to build into something of more or less functional country. All right, we've taken the area. It's over. All right, that took us a lot longer than it usually does. Damage is significant, but it's all over now. Anyway, we'll take the extra research slot. Okay, now it's over. That was weird. It should be over the moment you take Leopoldville. The army, we are going to ferry across over there because, fun fact, we're going to have another revolt on our hands. We'll now embrace authenticité, extra stability, extra war support, and will be renamed. Production's starting to pick up. Once that civ finishes, it's going to be all mills. We can get some... build slots. Oh, there we go. The Rwandan Revolution. So Rwanda and Burundi are going to break free. You can get free stability and political power by saying, sure, I don't care. Or you can, you know, go to war with them and don't allow them to break free. Now we're going to get cores on the territory, and we would very much like them not to be free. So we'll just kill them off. That is a lot of Lend-Lease being offered. I'm going to take it. I've no idea why they would give me all that Lend-Lease, but why thank you. Now we're just going to annex it. Again, mathematically, it's better to then puppet them instead and have them do their focus tree and then integrate them. However, we can get cores on the territory, and I just don't want to deal with having to integrate them later on because of how much political power all that jazz takes. I don't want to do it. Let's convert all these units into the Troupes du Katanga. That'll do. And we'll queue up a couple more. Let's also connect the railways leading to our home turf. There we go. And I'll also build a railway here because we are going to be fighting the British sooner rather than later. 3 options here. We don't want the bottom option. We don't want the center option. We want the option that gives us fascism. Now, hold on. You'll see why. This man, great as his stability is, he's not going to be sticking around. No, we want somebody who has a history in the area. Somebody who's going to be very, very helpful. There we go, the German collaborator. The council has decided it's going to be Yuhi Musinga the 5th. He will have to do. We will now click that button. Get a little bit of free political power, and it's this man, the pro-German Wami, naming us the Kingdom of Middle Africa. This is basically the royal family that was in control of, I want to say Rwanda? Could be Burundi, I keep forgetting. One of the German holdings in the area during World War I, who sided with Germany, and he remains loyal to, well, this day in 1940, and we are back, baby. A nice gray and a nice new branch of the focus tree, giving us the option to become a German protectorate. I think not. Or invite German monarchists. We will get 2 good advisors, as well as Paul von Lettow-Vorbeck, the basest general in the game. Yes. We're now also fascist, which means I can do state serves the military, which is going to be useful. We'll hire a chief of the army again to get the army experience ticking once more. For now, this is going to have to do. Germany is going after the Low Countries, which means France will soon fall. Once they do, one of our flanks will be secure, and we can focus all of our attention on Britain. Okay, I'm out of build slots, so I kind of have to expand the villages if I want to keep building. Oh, there goes Belgium. You will be missed. Just not by the people of Congo. Alright, the French have fallen, which means we have Vichy France to our back. Italy's in the war as well. Allows us to evaluate our war goals. So, I think the initial steps are twofold. Step 1 is cut off South Africa from the rest of Africa by pushing to the Portuguese border there, as well as pushing to these ports over there. And step 2 will be capitulating South Africa. Ideally, step 3 will be to link up with Italy, but you know, it's Italy. Realistically, what are we going to do with Italy? I'm not going to join the war yet. I'm going to stay out of this as a neutral party. I'm not even going to join the faction. And I'm going to allow as many of these South African divisions to march north into their doom as possible before I slam the door shut. Hopefully that gives me opportunity to crush South Africa, or at least push deep into South Africa to get to Pretoria and the northern supply hubs before they're able to pull their army home. I can't even hire new generals because I only have 40 command power, which is my limit, and it requires, let's see, 60 to promote one, so I can't even promote anyone. This is great. I'm just gonna go, I think, with superior firepower. I do a lot of maneuver warfare, and I think this is gonna help. Right, villages expanded. Allow local autonomy gives me 5% stability, which I'll need to peak out above 80%, giving me more than... Okay, I'm gonna have to do local autonomy. Yeah, if I do colonial administration, I'll be able to integrate states in Middle Africa, meaning I can core this stuff down there, and I can gather the manpower from there. Yes. Okay, let's go up to extensive conscription. Get the manpower mobilizing. Really hoping Italy can hold on for a little bit, but usually they don't. Alright, local autonomy gives me enough stability not to just fold, and now we invite German monarchists, and we prepare the final divisions we need to bring the fight to the enemy. So I'm training 10 here, which will be on a lower priority to reinforce the south eventually. And then the rest for the north and like the main line. I'm going to have a terrible time here. We're actually up to like 21 civs. That's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad either. I think the most annoying thing about this next part is I will have no way of influencing the war in Europe. Oh, wow, Italy. Well, I'm shocked Italy's in Cairo. Anyway, I have no realistic way of getting to the UK. I have no viable way of getting a navy. I have no viable way of getting an air force, so I will not be able to knock the UK out, meaning I can't end World War II, which means we'll have to fight the Americans as well. So my only hope, as far as hope goes, is to conquer Africa, get my cores, and see Germany crumble to the Soviet Union. Probably. Well, guess it could be worse, I guess. Oh, I do have a field marshal now. My leader. He is also a logistics wizard. Nice. Offensive doctrine, I guess. 23 divisions. Last one almost ready. Need like 16 more support equipment. Fine, I'll just force deploy them. And then 10 guys that I'm hoping to force deploy to cover the north. So much stuff short. I'm gonna need to do the Compagnie du Congo pour le commerce et l'industrie. More resource gains, fewer penalties. Alright, German monarchists invited onwards to a colonial administration. And we can replace Louis here with Paul von Lettow-Vorbeck. This is the German guy. Level 4, he's got decent attack stats. He's a jungle rat, he's a trickster, and I can give him improv expert as well. Oh, that's good. Alright, Paul, welcome aboard, sir. Okay, Italy is doing moves. I need to replicate. Okay, those guys are all headed north. That's good. Nothing to see down there. We're just gonna go for it. Germany, I would like to join your faction. Slow the game down. They'll say yes. And I'm in the war. Okay, now I have to be quick. You there, and then there to get to that lake border. Aggressive attacks over here. Seize as much land as possible as quickly as possible. And head for the victory points. Well, the supply hubs, really. I want the supply hubs. This could go very well for us. This could go extremely poorly for us, so. Alright, instantly make contact with the enemy. That's nice. Fortunately, they have no org. Ooh, I'll take that lend-lease. Do I have a land border with you somehow? I'll take that lend-lease. Apparently, it doesn't have to go via sea. Cool. As I'm pushing, build railways to connect my new supply hubs. Good. Make sure to motorize them as well. And stability is still good. Yes! No strikes for me. Keep pushing that tank back so it never really recovers org. I have nothing that can realistically pierce tanks yet. So I need to get that towed anti-air into production so I have something that can pierce tanks. Just gotta push them off that supply hub. At least we have vague success for the time being. Big juicy land grabs ongoing. I'm not going to push much further north. I'd much rather sit on the mountains here and close to my own supply hub. I'm not going to push into those deserts, so I'll hold the north. There's no point trying to link up with Italy. Having said that, though, Italy's doing stuff. Vaguely successful initial push, so 1 supply hub, 2 supply hubs. I'll possibly seize Nairobi as well. That will give me 3 supply hubs in the region, and I'll be close enough to start threatening the port. Don't have the troops to do that yet, though, so these guys should be deploying soon-ish. With the Lend-Lease coming in, I'll also be able to equip most of my army as required. Keep building mills, keep building railways. Yes, I can see this play out. South is a bit of a problem in that, well, there's just a lot of troops here, but with a little force, we can possibly wiggle our way around them. But a lot of, yeah, you can tell a lot of troops are being funneled in. I'm gonna have to speed things up. Speaking of speeding up, let's get the Economist in. Having reloaded the game after I went for a bit of a run, yeah, the game has updated, and it realized, oh, yeah, you're gonna need transports for all that, which is unfortunate. Well, hopefully Italy does well in the Horn, and I can link up with them. All right, the enemy has left the port of Dar es Salaam wide open. Let's use that, push in there. Now, that does mean they're shipping all those units down to South Africa, which could potentially be a problem. We'll deal with that problem once we come down to it. I can use the time to get more towed anti-air, which will allow me to pierce their tanks and just more equipment in general, so I can upgrade these divisions into something a little more robust. Because in hindsight, a lot of the terrain down in South Africa is horrible, as is much of Africa. Some solid mountaineers could be helpful. All right, and we have seized the Dar es Salaam. Good, good, good. Now let's build up a little strength, and then we push on Mombasa. Yeah, we can spring the jaws of the trap on 6 divisions. Hopefully we can kill them, and I'm going to keep deploying a couple of these additional units. Yeah, these divisions are all going to leave. I don't have the firepower to prevent them. Like, my divisions are terrible. Honestly, this is terrible. 12 widths with a little bit of support artillery is not good. However, I don't have the equipment to increase the size of these things. I will once I get building here, so for now it's a no. Oh, they're still funneling troops in. Just die already. In theory, we should be able to get good kills out of this, but we don't have the best org right now. All right, we have colonial administration, and now look at that. We have decisions to integrate, whoa, a massive portion of Africa. Okay, we can get a lot of cores here. For reasons that are not entirely clear to me, people keep funneling troops into this port. I guess I could use it as a killing ground. Oh, a naval invasion in West Congo. Like I said, good thing I put a division here guarding it. We only have the 1 coastal tile in Congo itself. It would be a shame if we lost it. Fortunately, it starts with coastal forts and forts, so it's relatively secure. Yeah, I can trade with Sweden over land. Why is that? Oh, it's because there's a fully land connection all the way around here through Vichy and Italy to Turkey, Bulgaria, all the way up there. Yeah, oh yeah, it also means Lend-Lease can come in. Nice, that means we're gonna get guns and equipment without needing What's that thing that floats? Boats, that's the thing. And our contribution is up to a full 2%. These guys all... See if we can get to the Horn of Africa, link up with Italy. That would be amazing. In theory, a lot of those British troops will be encircled. Well, they still have a couple of ports, but if I can start pushing them hard now, maybe I can get them off their ports and seize even more ground. Yeah, I can't pierce their tanks reliably, not until I can mass introduce the anti-air. That's gonna be a while. So this is really unusual in how well Italy's doing here. For now, things can still pivot. It's just December 1940. I'm gonna attribute that to the fact that we are tying down so many of Britain's forces in Africa itself, I suppose. I'm also getting a ton of lend-lease from Germany, which is putting me in a very comfortable position. Right, we finished the Prussia of Africa, which does definitely make our units a lot better, even though they're still trash. This helps a lot. Next, I'm gonna take a short little detour here and contract the Empin group. Mostly doing all right. We've managed to link up with Italy for now. Down south, things are deadlocked somewhat, but I'll soon be able to bring 10 extra units to bear. We'll upgrade our divisions as well, because these are not great. I would like to make them at least 18 with as a frontline unit, and then I want to design something as a shock unit. Having just finished the Empin group, this gives me a bunch of decisions: more factories, more minerals, more resources, and reduced consumer goods. Some of them good, some of them not so great. All in all, most are going to be useful. Next up, we're going to work on the Armée Nationale Congolaise. We're finally starting on the army branch, small as it is. It's mostly going to focus on getting us a little bit of extra division organization, as well as grabbing some factories from this branch. Well, there we go. Germany has started Barbarossa in early 1941. Italy still has not finished off Greece, and through the power of being broke, we are getting, let's see, 5,000 from Germany, guns that is, 400 from Hungary, 1,000 from Italy, 2,500 from Bulgaria, and 7,500 from Romania. So that should resolve a lot of our gun deficit. Please defend yourself, Italy. This has been a mess from the start. All right, these 10 units now railroad all the way across the continent. Oh, dear God. Down to South Africa. Please, please hurry. We've also managed to scrape together some political power. Now, it might be better to get another civ or one of these other benefits here. However, I could get some cores. Extra cores are nice. And I think one of the best areas to grab would be Tanganyika with 5.7 million manpower. Again, no factories there. I see opportunities here. Like, this is relatively open with the British in somewhat of disarray. Things are not looking up for the Axis, if I'm honest. Germany kind of throwing against the Soviets, somewhat. And Italy's just, like, they've done reasonably well in North Africa, and then completely messing up in Greece, completely failing to stop this naval invasion here around Tripoli. I've had to reroute troops back north again. It's honestly horrible. I don't have additional forces. I am simply out of equipment. Hopefully the Lend-Lease comes in quickly, because I need it. It's honestly so typical that it's up to Congolese troops to salvage the situation in North Africa. Alright, we have our mountaineers. We'll design a few of our divisions with our very limited amount of army experience. There's something like this, 25 width, should be okay. And then we'll sprinkle in the usual bouts of support equipment. Very expensive, make them elite. Well, that's gonna be a while before they'll be of any use. I'm making minuscule gains in Ethiopia, but I have like half of my army distracted in North Africa trying to bail out Italy, who have managed to not now lose Tobruk while my forces are pushing Tripoli. So, Mussolini, I take back everything nice I ever said about you when I saw you winning in, in Egypt. Oh, so much for solving the problem in North Africa. Italy is so bad, they've lost every bit of ground I've retaken for them. Now, Syria has flipped to Free France. I'm afraid parts of Africa here are going to flip to Free France, which would be terrible. I don't have any reserves back home. I don't really know what to do. I've got an army committed to North Africa where I really shouldn't be, and all of my other forces are committed to containing Ethiopia and South Africa. You start from so far back as Congo that clawing your way back up is hard. Like, sure, Prussia of Africa is great, but you're still stuck with horrible debuffs like the uncontrollably vast nation. You start off as at such a disadvantage that by the time you've managed to claw your way back, you realize you're still so far behind all the other players in these kinds of wars that you're never really able to compete. The only places I can make gains is where my enemies happen to be not looking at the time. Alright, while I'm still trying to clean up Mussolini's mess in the north, I've got mountaineers, 4 of them. We're gonna try and use them to work our way through the mountains of Ethiopia towards Addis Ababa. I'm close to most of their victory points. If I can take this stuff here, I think we can knock them out. Maybe even punch a hole clean through towards Djibouti, cut off the horn, end it. I'm also making a concerted effort from the north to link back up, because Italy managed to lose that territory as well. It's fairly lightly held as far as allied forces go, so I think integrated support is going to be useful all around. And then we'll go down the Mountaineer branch. On a less than favorable note, the US, Mexico, and Brazil are now in. Expect to see greater numbers of troops committed to my front lines, and I expect Germany to start failing at any moment. So I wouldn't like Japan to do well. I need people to be threatening enough so nobody's looking at me. And the Mountaineers should perform quite well, honestly. They're up against relatively low quality units as well, which does help. Now, having said that, the Americans have arrived. Stupid Americans. Let's start making our way to Addis Ababa. No, we're immediately being stumped. Yeah, I don't like playing a minor power. Let's see if I can do something down south. Unlikely, considering the numbers down there now. It's just always the same story, isn't it? Look at what they're stacking on these borders. Yeah, and again, you look away for 5 minutes and Italy loses North Africa. It makes me angry. Okay, look, I get it. It's difficult to get this AI to be, like, really competent. I sympathize. But for the love of God, tell this giant douchebag to just garrison his ports. It would make Italy be less of a liability. The only reason this constantly happens is because Italy does nothing else once it's done in Africa, but ferry troops from one part of its country to another front and back and forth and back and forth. It never guards anything. It just funnels and shuffles its entire army around on a cycle and never commits to anything once it loses in Ethiopia. And as a result, you as the player have to pick up all of its slack. And it's just bad gameplay. It's not fun, it's not interesting, it's just legitimately bad. What I'm saying is Congo needs work. Yay, the Prussia of Africa. Cool, but it doesn't stack up against the fact that you're on your own in the middle of a continent that doesn't matter. Now, there's also good news here. I got kind of pissed off in that earlier rant, but while that was going on, we did manage to break through in South Africa. I'm lacking a lot of equipment now. I'm short a bunch of stuff, but we did crack the tough outer shell of South Africa and we're punching through. I've also reoriented the Mountaineers to assist, and I think with their help, we can punch through far enough. We've seized a bunch of their central supply hubs. I've taken their capital, and they're halfway to capitulation. Welcome, Malawi. That's another bunch of manpower. Come on. We're outside Cape Town. I think we'll take Cape Town. Is that going to be enough to knock the South Africans out? I don't know, but it's going to hurt nonetheless. I've stopped giving a damn about North Africa. Italy wants to die so badly. I'll let it. I'm going to need reserve troops, though, because at some point, Vichy France is going to... Yeah. They're gonna get declared on? Come on, you magnificent bastards. Come on. South Africa's dead. Alright, they're gonna capitulate. It's not gonna change anything in the area because all of the other troops are gonna stick around. Increase the pressure. Just push, 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 push. Aggressive pushes now. Surround them all in the few ports they might still hold. And then finish the job. Just push. Keep bottling them up. Don't allow them to get out. Don't allow them to reorganize. And as usual, there's gonna be 500 million American troops just randomly showing up all the time. I genuinely don't like fighting them. Not because, oh, it's so difficult fighting the US. No, their AI is just as dumb as all the other AIs, but they have so much manpower, so many factories, resulting in so many divisions that they can throw insane amounts of troops at any front line, and there's nothing you can do about it. I think we've done our heavy lifting here. We've done our fair share. Please just give me a moment. Plenty of factories now. I've got a very respectable amount of factories, but it's not enough. I'm taking mad casualties in these pushes. Still, I'll be able to probably knock out Ethiopia if I can make a concentrated push happen here. I'm tempted to build a supply hub just to make sure my troops can get supplied. I do still have access to the railway system thing, so I'll build it quickly. It goes to show I'm still not a major power. Why would I be? I've lost 300,000 men. I've taken Port Elizabeth, bunched them up in these last couple of ports. Speaking of ports, I'm still deploying more and more of these port guards. They're by no means good divisions, but it's vital. It is imperative that we keep these ports guarded. Otherwise, I'm going to get naval invaded. That's Vichy Francin. That's actually really bad. Gonna open up an entire new flank up there, and I don't have the troops to deal with it. Not until South Africa falls. And there's like 11 more American divisions here now. Please go away. All right, I'm gonna reroute the Mountaineers. We're gonna try a different tack. Push up from the north, take the last port, and then all these guys can starve. Alright, good news. While I wasn't looking, Italy decided to launch some sort of attack using, oh, whatever it has, but it has taken Addis Ababa. Just need to build a railway, connect that up. Seeing this gaping hole in the Ethiopian defenses, I'm gonna move in. I'm gonna see what I can do. I think we can finish Ethiopia. If we finish Ethiopia, secure the Horn. Oh, there goes Egypt. I was gonna say, I'll have all the troops I need to hold Egypt. Yeah. Alright, this is over. Honestly, halt these guys. I'm going to send these guys up to Egypt. And over here, I think we've got the Ethiopians where we want them. Let's launch an all-out offensive. Oh, that's expensive. Let's not. Let's just bring the Mountaineers in. Surgical strikes. And finally, Italy managed to take out Greece. December 1942. Wow, Germany's actually pushing past Moscow and towards Stalingrad. Oh, okay, this is actually looking impressive now. Let's bring my Mountaineers in, finish the job in the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia should fall soon-ish. Where are all their victory points at? So it's just this concentration up north that it's all mountains, so good thing I have my Mountaineers here. The UK has blown the Suez. That is actually pretty unfortunate. I could probably have started work on retaking it with these infantry now in position. Oh yeah, and then there's India casually dropping 11 divisions in Djibouti. That's gonna be great to dislodge. Such a painful experience all around. I'm inching forward. I'm not making grand sweeping conquest. I'm barely inching forward. I'm committing a full army to the reconquest of Egypt, or at least Sudan, so I don't get entirely overrun by the British in the area, but I'm throwing men and equipment away that I realistically can't spare. Help me! Italy, help me! I think I just saw the fall of Rome, so Mussolini. Oh, everything you touch turns into excrement. The Congolese army's fighting so hard in everyone else's battles. Oh, yeah. The allies are coming from my own border, and I don't have troops to spare. We're gonna have to pull these guys out, so I'll leave a token force of 10 divisions on these tiles here. And everyone else is going home-ish. Oh, was that Ethiopia? Okay, that was Ethiopia. This guy, quickly attack, mop up what's there. I was gonna say mop up what's there, but it was mostly allied forces anyway, so it's not a lot of mopping up happening here. It is a frustrating experience playing this game at times. I swear I'm not bad at the game. Like, I have the track record to prove it, but the game at times becomes asinine. This entire area is lost because of air power. Allied air, I can't contest the air. I only have a little bit of AA. I cannot afford anti-aircraft in large numbers. I can't afford anything in large numbers, so it's fucked. Best way to describe this, I'm incredibly frustrated with the state of the game. Like, there's a lot of promise here with this country. It's just dealt such a terrible hand. Yeah, that's the Americans, so they'll just funnel 1 billion divisions in there. Same here. This is over. Eventually, Germany is going to annex Vichy France, and all the divisions they do have will disappear. Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love it when Germany makes that call. It's always such a smart idea. Yeah, Germany's doing okay, but everyone else, including me, is like falling flat. It's beyond stupid at this point. It's just beyond stupid. Well, looks like we're doing okay in Egypt. Well, okay-ish. We've managed to secure the Horn. We've freed up those troops and we're now pushing back north into Egypt. Holding action in, what is this, Cameroon, I guess, is still ongoing. But all of this is for naught. Yeah, look at Europe. D-Day has come and I am unable to help Germany. They will lose to this, and that will be that. They've done so, I want to say well, they've done reasonably okay against the Soviets. They've taken Leningrad and Moscow. They've pushed pretty hard, but this is it. D-Day has landed. That's a lot of troops. Germany doesn't have enough. When they pull troops back, the Soviets are going to slam into them. Meanwhile, there's this mess in Italy. I think it's Jover. And we've tried so hard. We've got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Like I said at the start, Congo sucks. We've lost 600,000 men. We've got 80 factories. We have 60 divisions, and we are still a minor power. We are not a major, so once Germany goes, it's gonna flip to Hungary, who are, honestly, they're not a major power. Nobody's gonna convince me that this is the face of a major power. Anyway, we tried. I'd say we were successful in our own way, but there's just too much to overcome as Mittelafrika to really rise above your humble beginnings. I hope you guys have at least enjoyed the video. I did have some fun playing this, though Italy is a frustrating ally, a detrimental ally. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys will enjoy this next one as well. See ya.